What's up, mobile devs? Today we are going to create this incredible animation from scratch in React Native by simply using the new concept of layout animations from the Reanimated package. The example we are going to create today will use the FadeIn and FadeOut animations, but with the concept of layout animations it will be very easy for you to change the type of animation to be used. So if you love React Native animations, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to be updated on my upcoming videos. Also remember to take a look at the video description, as in addition to sharing the project repository, I will be sharing other useful videos from other creators related to the same topic. That said, we can finally start to code. So here we have a React Native project initialized with the Expo CLI, and in this tutorial I've just defined a simple list item color, and I've just installed the Reanimated package with a version with the latest version, since we are going to access the layout animations that are a brand new feature of this package. So don't forget to add also the Reanimated plugin in the bubble config.js in order to complete the Reanimated installation process. That said, we can finally start to work on our list, so we can set up our list view. So let's define actually the list items. Our list items are going to be an array, and for each item we are going to specify a unique identifier. So let's define the item interface, and each item will have an ID of type number. So here let's say that items must be an item array, and here let's say that we want to define an array of 10 elements. Let's fill it with 0, and let's map by taking the index, and let's return the ID equal to index. So here we are just creating an array equal to this one. So we are going to have the first element will have ID equal to 0, the second will have ID equal to 1, and so on and so forth. So the last one will have the ID equal to 9. So it's just a faster syntax for this kind of definition. So here let's get rid of the text and the status bar, and let's define the scroll view. So we are going to import, of course, scroll view from React Native. So here, actually, let's define the style. So let's say flex1, and let's set the background color equal to red, just to see what's going on. So we can see that nothing is red right here, and that's because we need to remove align items and justify content from the container style. So let's remove. So we can see finally that the scroll view is set up correctly. And here we can map our items. So here let's access the single item, and let's return the view. So this view right here is going to be our list item. So let's define here the style, and let's say styles.listItem. So here we are going to define our list item style, and we are going to define an height equal to 100. We are going to set the background color equal to list item color. So that's the constant that I have defined here. And we are going to set the width equal to 90%. So let's reload actually. Let's set the margin vertical equal to 10. Actually, let's get rid of this background color equal to red. And let's set the border radius equal to, let's say 15, actually 20. And I think we need to center this list item. In order to do it, I'm going to use align self. And honestly, that's the first time that I use align self. Usually I just use align items and justify content. And let's define here the elevation property for Android. So here we just want to define the shadow. So elevation shadow on Android, and here let's say shadow on iOS, and we are going to set the box, the shadow color actually, so equal to black, the shadow opacity equal to 1, the shadow offset equal with a width equal to 0 and height equal to 10, and shadow radius equal to 20. So let's decrease a little bit this opacity, let's say 0.1. or 0.15, and I think it looks great. Of course, we need to fix also this warning. So each child in a list should have a unique key property. So here let's set key equal to item.id. So that's extremely important since later we are going to identify each view with his own ID. So let's reload. Here let's decrease a little bit the number of items, let's say just 5. And let's fix the padding, the top, actually let's fix the vertical padding of the scroll view inside the content container style property. So let's say padding vertical equal to 100 or equal to 50. So right now we need also to define the floating button right here. So let's define here the button. Actually, we are going to use attachable opacity for simplicity. And let's define here the styles.floating button. So let's say floating button. So we are going to define a width equal to 80 and height equal to, actually let's use aspect ratio equal to 1. Let's set the background color equal to black. So aspect ratio is just to keep the height equal to the width. And let's set border radius equal to 40 since we want a circle. So we need to move this circle on the bottom right. And in order to do it, let's use the position absolute. And let's say, so bottom equal to 50 and right equal to 50. So here we can see that the floating button is behind the list. In order to fix it, let's just fix the z index equal to 10. Let's say 10. And we can see that is fine. Let's keep actually right equal to 5%. So it is perfectly aligned with the items. And inside this floating button, usually it is a better option to keep an icon. We can use the icons from the vector icons package, but in this case, let's just use a simple text from React Native. So here let's define the plus sign. Let's define the color white, the font size equal to 20 or let's say 40, and let's center this plus icon. In order to do it, we need to set the align items property here in the floating button style and the justify content property in the floating button style. So at this point, the setup is almost completed. So we need, of course, to implement this onAdd action. And in order to implement, we need, of course, to move these items inside a state. So let's define here the items. Set items equal to use state of React. So we need to import useState from React. And here useState will have the item will be an item array. And this one will be the initial state of this useState hook. So we don't need it. And here we can define the onAdd callback. So let's say use callback. So what we are going to do, we are just going to add a new item from the previous items. So let's say current items. And here we want to return, let's say current items. And we want to add a new item that will have an incremental ID. So let's say current items. We want the, let's define here the next item. Next item will have the same ID. So let's say current items.length -1. We are just accessing the last element dot ID. So hopefully, if we have the ID, we can access the latest ID +1. Or if we don't have any ID, so if the list is empty, we can just set
this condition. So if this object is undefined, we can access we can retrieve the 0 item. So here let's add ID with the next item ID. So let's reload, and nothing is happening. Of course, we need to pass this onAdd callback on this touchable opacity. So let's say onPress equal to onAdd, and we can see that everything is working nicely. So here let's remove the initial state. Let's say that we don't have an initial state, so empty array. And we can see here that we have this function is working nicely. So let's set here, let's check the next item ID. And we can see that every next item ID is different from the previous ID. So at this point, we can finally start to animate our view with the layout animations. So let's update this view, and let's use an animated view from Reanimated. So here, what do we want to do? We want to use a kind of fade animation on the entering action. So whenever we create a new item, we want an entering animation. And in order to do it, let's define here this entering parameter, and we want to define a fade-in animation. So let's reload, and we can see already this beautiful animation. We are basically just adding a line of code. So here we can also update, we can use a zoom in animation, for instance. So that's all basically, but you have a lot of different options that you can check from the documentation. I will put, of course, the documentation link in the video description. So here, let's just keep fade in. So this is the entering animation. So of course, we want to be able to delete each view. So let's say that we want to tap on this view and delete it. So let's specify here the onTouch and callback, and let's define the onDelete callback with use callback from React. So here we are going to access the item ID of type number, and here we are going to use the setItems function. We are going to access the current items, and we are going to return current items by filtering the item that has an ID different from this item ID. So let's apply here the onDelete, and we need to pass here the item ID. So let's reload. So I think that is working nicely. But of course, we want an animation on the deletion action. And in order to enable the animation, we just need to set the exiting property on this animated view. So here, let's say that we want a fade out animation. And let's see what's going on. And of course, it seems that nothing is happening, but you can, so if you look closely, you can see the fade out animation. So let's use, for instance, a zoom out animation. And nothing is happening, I believe. So if you look closely, you can see the zoom out animation. So of course, it is a little bit glitched, but we can fix this issue. And it is quite easy. We just need to specify the layout property. So here, let's import the layout from React Native Reanimated, and let's render. So here we can see that the animation is working nicely, almost nicely. We can fix and we can delay a little bit this layout by applying the delay function. So let's say that we want to delay with a duration in milliseconds of, let's say, 200 milliseconds. And here you can see how this animation is working. So let's say actually 50. And you can see, so I think it is almost the same. So feel free to decide whatever parameter you want. So that said, let's say that we have already the items right here. So let's start with this initial state, and let's see what's going on the entering animation. So here we can see this cool, nice looking animation, but sometimes it's good to apply a kind of staggered list effect. And you are going to see what I'm talking about. So let's say that we want to fade in on the entering animation, but we don't want to fade all the elements once. We want to fade in slowly each element based on the item index. So let's access here the index, and let's apply here a delay animation. So we want to apply the delay function also on the fade in entering animation, and this duration milliseconds will be based on the item index. So let's reload, and you can see this beautiful effect. So to be precise, you can also notice that here we are delaying also the onAdd callback. So if we tap here, the element will not be loaded immediately, but it will be loaded with a specific delay. Of course, we don't want this behavior. We just want to apply this fade-in delay on the beginning. So when we have the initial list, and a kind of technique that here I found is to define a use ref. So here let's define let's say the initial mode use ref. So here we want to access if this is the initial state. So if this is the initial state, we just want to apply this delay. Otherwise, we don't want to apply this delay. So here, the initial mode at the beginning will be equal to false, will be equal to true, of course. And with the use effect on the component did mount, we want just to set the initial mode equal to false. So we want to toggle this initial mode to false. So here, if it is the initial mode, we want to keep this entering delay. Otherwise, so if it is the initial mode, otherwise, we just want a fade-in animation. So let's reload. And here we can see that everything is working perfectly. So I hope that this tutorial was clear. I honestly love these layout animations. And if you liked this kind of content related to animation or reanimated animations, feel free to leave a like and feel free to subscribe to the channel. So if you have any kind of ideas for future videos on this channel, feel free also to leave a comment in the section below.